Ah. I really hope this works. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. No, cancel that. Okay. Ah, all this I wanted to stream on YouTube and it flopped. Mate, oh mate, oh mate. Okie dokie. Okie dokie, okie dokie. Oh, new screen. I'm trying to figure this out. Okay. A file. Open the. What's it called? Open recent. There we go. It's too quiet. Okay, headphones connected and all that. Oh boy, hello, hello. Hope this works out all okay for me. Fingers crossed. I hope everyone can see everything all right. Oh. Hi, baby. This is coming up as gaming, and honestly, it shouldn't. I want to put this as education and not gaming. I'm excited to be coding with you guys. So let me get my chat ready. I hope everyone is doing well. Hi, princess. Oh my gosh, it has been such a long week. But I'm so glad I was able to be coding today. I hope that, ooh, nope, that needs to change. 1 second. That is huge. 1 second. It's taking up half the screen. How was everyone's weekend so far? Is everyone having a good Saturday? You can't see the coding, it's super small. Okay. It's the way I changed these settings. I think it's to do with this new monitor that I have. Because I got laid off a few weeks ago, and they let me keep the monitor. They let me keep a monitor. It's a huge Dell curved monitor. It's like 35 inches. And it's made everything smaller. So let me just remind myself of how I was able to fix that, because I know I've done that before. So if it was in appearance, let me quickly search. How do I change the font size in the terminal in VS Code? I had a feeling that this looked really small. I did. Apple cider vinegars. I'm in love with you. I'm in love with my wife. Nice to meet you though. I'm about to do my interview code with First Girls anyway. Oh my god, I'm so happy for you. Oh wow. I would say be yourself. Be like, use the opportunity to tell them how much like you want this. Like just express like any like Code First Girls alumni that inspire you, or if there's any like even like women in tech that inspire you, what you've done to kind of code on your own, and just express how much you're willing to learn and how much you've been trying to learn on your own. I'm not exactly sure how the interview process goes now because I was part of the first one, so the first one was like different. So being that I was part of the first one, the interview process was different, but I think that just be yourself, express how much you enjoy coding, how much you want it, tell them what languages you've learned, events that you went to, like Code First Girls events, DevOps days, a documentary that you watched maybe about something that really kind of inspired you to want to learn to code. That could be a really good thing to mention, because I think sometimes people look at Code First Girls and they're like, oh, they are teaching everybody, but they also want to teach people that, you know, really want to do this. It's not just about the job or like just about the money, like they actually want to do this. So I think, just express your passion. I think if you've gotten this far, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Oh gosh. Hey, is this live? Yes, it is live. It's live on TikTok. The font size is a bit small because I've got a new monitor out of my severance after getting laid off, so I didn't realize it messed up everything. So I'm just enlarging the font size on VS Code and stuff, and then we're gonna get started. So I'm excited. Oh, okay, so here we go. So Control Shift P, type, or you can modify. Oh yeah, I want to modify it. I don't want to Control Shift P and then I open a new terminal and it's not the same font size. So let's have a look. VS Code, File, Preferences, which is not here. Where the hell is Preferences? Am I seeing things? View, Preferences and Settings. Okay, File, Settings, I guess. Oh, sorry, I was not clicking on the thing. I was on something else. File. Settings. Okay, well it was in a different place to what they were saying, but okay. Let's increase this size, shall we? See how bad my dyslexia could be. I feel like I'm typing one thing and then something else comes up instead. So 22. Boom. Okay, so that's enlarged. I hope that's okay for everyone to see. And then the terminal. Let me open the terminal. How's that? Bigger than this? Where is it? Oh, you're an inspiration, girlie. Thank you so much. Can you make the IDE bigger? Oh my god, I don't know how much bigger to make it. 1 second. Let me scroll back up here and make this a 26. And then I'll do the terminal as well and make that a 26. Let's see here. How is that for everybody? I'm unable to see the code on mobile. Make the IDE bigger. If I was gonna do that, let me not have the side chat open then. Let me minimize this and make this bigger. How's that? Is this okay? Like this. I hope this is big enough. Make it bigger. Do you know Aloha codes? Are you related? Oh, I'm responding to the chat. I've got the chat on my screen here, and then I've got the monitor here. So I'm just trying to like do both. I'm a bit neurospicy. Bear with me. Is this font okay? Like, is this font size good for everybody? Can you see? Let me know in the chat so I know if you can see everything okay. It's still too small? Oh my god. That's crazy. I don't understand. Okay. It's too small for mobile. Is it like coming up in landscape for you then? Do you know Aloha codes? Are you related? Well, not related, but I do know Aloha codes. At some point, we're actually like brainstorming, like looking at how we can both go live on TikTok one day and do a session. Yeah, it's landscape. Oh my god. Can it not be like, oh, this is so confusing. I don't know if I'll be able to do it in portrait, you know. I'm not sure how to. Hi, Josh. There's so many people in the chat. Hi, everybody. Right, at the moment, we're having like some technical issues that I'm trying to figure out. So, are you using OBS? No, I'm using Streamlabs. Viewers can view in landscape actually. Is it possible, like, if you guys like can like maybe turn your screens for it to be landscape? Because I'm not sure what I can do. I'm so sorry. I'm honestly not sure what to do. It doesn't do that for me. This is so weird. I'm not sure what to do. Let me call my missus, because I have no idea. I have no idea what to do, so I'm just gonna call my missus and ask her how it's coming up. Oh my god. Baby. Hi baby. FYI, you are on live. Okay. I wanted to ask, baby, like in terms of the live that you're seeing on your end, can you see things clearly? And also, because people are saying that how like the live is coming up in landscape, but they can't seem to turn the landscape to see full screen type of.
Okay, let me check.
Thanks, baby.
Because last time I saw it, it was in landscape.
Okay.
Let me see. Hold on real quick.
Thank you.
No problem, baby. Okay, let me see. Here we go. Yeah, it is landscape. I was able to turn it though. I can on my phone.
You can turn on your phone to watch in landscape?
Yeah.
Can you see like the code and stuff clearly? Does it need to be bigger or?
It needs to be bigger.
Okay. Hold on. Let me do that.
Somebody said, "Are you hacking into the mainframe?" Yes.
Am I hacking into the rate? Oh my god, that line. Oh my god, don't get me started on that line. Don't get me started on that line. Oh. I've heard that line so many like in so many movies. They'll do it in like 30 seconds. Okay, I just made it bigger, babe. How does that look for the code here? Still need to be bigger?
Yeah, like I can zoom in on my phone, but I know if people are watching it on their computer, it won't.
Okay, let me try, let me search for font size again. 1 second. There we go. Let me make that 34. Okay, I've made that huge. The terminal here.
There it is. That's what you needed.
Is that better?
So much better.
Yay! Thank you, baby. Okay, I'll let you go. Love you.
Love you too. Have fun.
Thanks, baby. Bye. We got there in the end. Okay. So it's big and chunky, and hopefully you guys can like turn your screen so you can see it in landscape. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me catch up on this chat because I feel like there's a lot happening, but I haven't had a chance to really reintroduce myself to people and let people know what's going on and things like that. But yeah, right, let's have a look here. Hi Lorinda, good to see you. What is being built? So in the last coding stream that I did on Tuesday, we started on a plan to build like a DevOps project. So haven't had a chance to push it into GitHub, but I'll be doing that today. So because I couldn't think of a project to do, but I had like a machine learning model that I built a few months ago, and I was like, hey Claude, hey AI, could you help me just think of a project? And this is like the 8-step plan here. I will enlarge that so you guys can see as well. I hope that's okay for everybody. So we started with container orchestration with Kubernetes. So we were getting our hands dirty with Kubernetes and Docker. Even as someone that's a DevOps engineer and a data engineer, I've never used Kubernetes before, let alone Docker. Please don't ask me how or why, but it was never something that was in a team stacks when I was working for Dropbox or anything. So I'm learning that with everybody publicly. So we hit some bumps in the last session where it wasn't building. So we're going to go through those steps again and try and figure out how to fix that error. It was getting late, so I had to kind of shut it down. But if we are able to finish the first step of this project with container orchestration with Kubernetes, we're then going to move on to Terraform. So this is exciting. And over the course of the next like few weeks and stuff, we'll be building this project. Like implementing CI/CD with GitHub Actions, monitoring observability, microservices architecture, security best practices, high availability design, and then lastly, cloud infrastructure management. So this is literally just all a project that Claude came up with for me. Hopefully it all works out in the end. But this will be a project for my portfolio, as I had projects in my portfolio, but I've archived a lot of them because they're quite outdated, and kind of like making a fresh start here and building a project. So I hope that this all makes sense. I'll go over what we did in our last coding stream, and if you want to watch that code stream, you can go on my YouTube. I uploaded the whole coding stream on there, so you're more welcome to go on there and have a watch. Maybe have it playing in the background while you're doing your tasks and stuff. So this is exciting. The end goal of this whole project will be a microservices-based sensory data processing platform. And let's see how that goes. In between this project, I'm also planning on trying to do some little tiny projects, which won't be online. Excuse me. I probably won't be doing no coding streams for them, but I'll just be uploading them onto my GitHub. So then you'll see some beginner projects that you can do, some intermediate ones as well. And yeah, that's it. I hope this is interesting for you. And yeah, if you have any questions, my entire bio is just in that corner there if you want to learn more about me, and I hope that you can see it clearly. If you want me to read it out, also let me know as well. Steph, just vibe today, lot. I will. I'll try. If I give up on this, like I'm just gonna chill with you all and just talk through my job search or something. Apple cider vinegars. Is she in tech? Yes. I've worked in tech since I got into tech in 2019. I've only ever really worked for tech companies. The first job that I worked at, the first company I worked at was at BT, which is a major telecommunications company, and I worked with the big data and analytics team there. I was a data engineer there for 2 years, then moved on to Dropbox, so tech, a SaaS company. I was there for 2 years as well, then I was laid off. And then in 2023, towards the end of that, I joined a DevOps startup called Harness, and I was recently laid off there as well. So I was working at Harness for just under 2 years, and I was working in developer relations. So my DevOps knowledge definitely helped with that. Okay, let's have a look. I've heard there's been a lot of questions. There's a lot happening. One second. I'm so glad I was able to call my missus and ask her and be like, hey babe, like, can you see it? That actually really helped me a lot. Maybe make the terminal smaller and only have one file open at a time. Okay. I can do that. I think that makes sense actually. So one file open at a time and make that a little bit smaller like this. Is that okay? There's nothing in here yet anyway. The terminal is pretty much clear. There's nothing in here, so we'll be starting from the beginning. Thank you for that. What's that? L4 Toffer. Toffer? I hope that looks better. What's being built? A microservices. Oh, I just had a chat. I had a chat through that one, but it was a microservices based sensory data processing platform. So there'll be little different like bits of the project, and it's all going to come together. So we're going to be using Kubernetes, which is Kubernetes and Docker, popular containerisation tools and very popular in DevOps. Going to be using Terraform, popular infrastructure as code tool that's common in DevOps as well. I haven't used Terraform since I was at Dropbox, and we use Terraform for patching. So patching is kind of like when you're updating like servers and stuff. Like imagine as I would explain patching as like having lots of little, let's say having lots of phones that require software updates, and you're just doing weekly or monthly or every 2 week software updates on each of the devices so that it runs well for the customer and the software and things like that, you know. Hope that makes sense. But yeah, I haven't used Terraform since then, so I'm a bit rusty on that too. Are you doing back end? Majority of the work I'm doing is like, so I'm doing like Terraform stuff, lots of DevOpsy projects. We do touch on Python as well, so we used a little bit of Python, which was here, just a little bit, to just create like a little web app so that we can deploy it, use that as a bit of a practice run for the project. But that's pretty much as far as we've gotten. Are you reading instructions? Yes. There's a lot that I've forgotten. Working as a developer relations engineer at my last company, it wasn't very technically heavy as much as I would like. So there's a lot of skills that I have forgotten. So if you are aware, like in my bio, I have I'm autistic. I have ADHD, dyslexia, and dyspraxia. And dyspraxia does impact your memory, your short-term memory. So there's a lot of things that I've unfortunately forgotten. So I have to I'm kind of going back to the beginning of a lot of things, and also trying to remind myself on how to use things. So I don't think it's a bad thing to use AI to help you come up with projects and things. I think the way you use it though, so that you are actually learning, is what's important. So as I'm following like instructions on how to build this project, I'm also saying, hey, how can I learn about it while building it without you giving me the solution? I'm making sure that I've trained this chat to kind of say, don't give me the answer, but help me learn so that I can learn on my own. I don't want to depend on you all the time, you know? That's the best way to learn, in my opinion. What do you do for a living? So I was a developer relations engineer. I also do neurodiversity advocacy. So I do like keynote speaking, consultancy for companies. I sit on the board of a charity called Neurodiversity in Business as well. But at the moment, now that I am officially unemployed, as of midnight today, I am, still an engineer, just an unemployed engineer. And just here really applying for jobs like everyone else in this very tough economy. What is your speciality? I feel like, honestly, I don't know. Isn't that interesting? Because I feel like I have a knowledge and understanding of so many things, but I wouldn't say that I am like a H developer yet. Like, you know, well, some people call it H, some people say T. So like a T developer. I wouldn't say that I'm a T developer yet, but I have like something that I'm really, really like skilled in. So that's something that I need to kind of hone in on. I don't know. But I feel like once I kind of like get a feel of all these like different tools that we're going to be using for this project, and then expanding on that, I feel like then I'll kind of be able to say, yeah, I think I have an idea of the area that I really want to kind of hone in on. But at the moment, I have so much like experience and knowledge in things and even things that I've just learned on my own. I'm yet to kind of like really kind of say, hey, this is what I specialize in. From a technical perspective. But outside of the technical thing, I would say that I specialize in neurodiversity advocacy. So like I've worked at the United Nations, for example. I was a delegate for that a couple of years ago. Was featured in Mashable, I contributed to an article in Forbes. I've contributed to courses at the University of the Creative Arts. So I've done a lot in my career. In fact, in just 5 years, I've done a hell of a lot. But yeah. So let's have a look. Nice project and solid technologies. Thanks, Steph. What made you do this? Apple cider vinegar has a lot of questions. Hi. What made you do this? I want to learn publicly. Like when I first learned how to code, like I learned with people. I didn't learn alone. I didn't. And I learned with Code First Girls, and I learned with community. And I think like being that I work from home a lot, and sometimes I can be a bit of a recluse, but I think that when it comes to coding, the best way to learn is with people, even if it's with people on the internet. But I also want people to see that, hey, I do have like coming up to 6 years of experience in the tech industry and in technical roles, but I also don't know anything. No, I don't know everything. Not that I don't know anything. I don't know everything. So this is just my way to kind of like let people see that the learning just never ends. The learning never stops. And you're always going to be learning. And I'm sure that there's so many people that have technical roles that have been doing this for 10 years, 15 years, and they're still learning daily. It never ends. So this is just my way of doing that. Like I can teach, but I'm also learning too. Oh, thank you, Nuria. Smashing it, Jennifer. Thanks. What do you think about QA engineering? I've met a few QA engineers. It's not something that I would do personally. I found that I think it also depends on the company and how they actually apply QA. But I did it very briefly at BT, and I just found it very repetitive for me. But I think also in the team that I was working in, the technologies that they were using was quite boring. I didn't really feel like I was being like technically challenged or anything like that. But yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with QA engineers. I think QA engineers are very, very vital for a company. I think that unfortunately sometimes companies don't take them seriously and don't realize how important quality assurance is in software. So when it comes to layoffs and stuff, they'll lay off a whole QA team and then be shocked that, I don't know, like their software isn't working or customers are having issues, you know, with whatever releases come out for their products and stuff. The companies sleep on QA and don't and take them for granted. But I think it's a really important role. Are you going to add a cloud provider? Yeah, so I'm thinking of going for Google Cloud. I already have an account with them, and I have a lot more experience using Google Cloud than AWS. But I think I'm going to use Google Cloud and give that a shot. Fingers crossed it all goes that way. Miss Scott, have you thought about freelancing and contracting? I have. I think that I've thought about it, but I think I feel like I feel I overthink a lot of things. So I think that in my mind, there's still some things and gaps in my knowledge, and I want to fill them. I think this project is a really great place to start. But I think once I get to that kind of stage where I can say, yeah, you want me to do this, or with Docker, for example, or Kubernetes, and it's something that's used at that company, and I'm confident in being able to say, yeah, I can do that. I think then I'll probably look at contracting. I've done some freelances. I've tried to like even set up companies before. Started a couple of companies and they failed as well. So that's just life, you know. But yeah, I've tried my best. But I think freelancing and contracting will be my future though. I just need to get my technical confidence back, I think. Hi Neil, welcome back. Did you get the K8 settled back? Do you know what? I haven't touched it since the last live. I haven't touched the project. I had to go and collect my things from the office this week from my layoff, and said goodbye to my team. Had like a send off from my team and stuff. Then went back again for a final lunch. So yesterday was my official last day of being employed by the company I worked at. So I haven't touched the project at all. So we're gonna find out today. How old are you? I am 34. Love the aesthetics of your stream, looking good. Thank you, Rizé. Thank you. Have you used Cursor, OpenAI, or other AI tools to support you with your tech work? Yes. I haven't used Cursor. I have used OpenAI, like ChatGPT. I also use Llama. If anyone is familiar with that, but Llama is a tool that you can use so that you can download LLMs and run it offline. So I've got it open here as well, so probably can't see it properly, but I've downloaded one of the Google models, Gemma. I've got DeepSeek here as well. I've got Llama, which is I think from Meta, and I can just switch between those. So yeah, those are like the AI tools that I've used, honestly. Fast API, yeah, I'm gonna try. Like I'm so like I'm new to Fast API. The choices were Flask or Fast API, and I've used Flask before, and I'm like, you know what? Let me try something different. So, wish me luck. What is it? Jar said, "Code me in Apple." Do I need to block you, Jar? Don't be shady now. Sounds shady to me. Gone on my Python days. Listen, my Python is rusty. My Python is rusty. Love it. They are such great tools to help with admin side of development. Yeah, I agree. There's some really good tools out there. And in the future, I hope to create like an app as well for people to use. And I'm probably going to use Cursor to build it because I'm not learning iOS development and how to. No, I can get AI to do that part for me. I love that. Thank you, Rizé. Watching your streams really did motivate me to get into tech even more. I started out with Python. Me too. My Python is just that girl for me. I don't think I'll do my best to avoid other languages. I have used Scala before when I was a data engineer. I used Scala, but that's as far as it got for me. I will. I'll definitely create that app, Nuria. I definitely will. So let's have a look and see. So I'm going to recap on what we did last time. So let me just maximize this and share the chat with you all. So we, where am I? Ooh, my dyslexia. Okay, I hope you guys can all read this okay. I'll make this a little bit bigger. Here we go. So I did this offline the chat, but I set up my local development environment. So I installed Minikube, figured out how to kind of install Minikube and Cube CTL, which is apparently Cube Control, and I was saying Cube Central for the longest time. But I'm going to keep saying Cube Central because I just like it, and my stubbornness just won't let me change my mind. And I learned how to start my first cluster and then verify it's running, things like that. Then, so that was a good way for me to kind of learn about pods and containers, deployments and replica sets. Oh wait, hold on, I'm skipping. I missed the whole chunk. Let me go down here. Okay, we installed Minikube, got it running, got it tested. It was all running fine. And then we got to the first challenge of the project, where it is challenge 1. And my task is to create a simple Python web app that will eventually become our data collector service. So here's what you need to do. We created a simple Python file that runs a basic web server. We got it to run, it appeared status okay. We created a Docker file to contain it, which is in the VS Code that I showed earlier. We created a Kubernetes, we were creating a Kubernetes pod manifest, and to run the container, and then the plan was to deploy it to the cluster. So I think we got to the part where we were trying to kind of build the image and deploy it, and I think that's the part where things went wrong. So checked the Docker file. The Docker file was okay. We created a pod.yaml file, which is the file for Kubernetes. And then where else did we go? Okay, so that was where we got to. So we had an error in our terminal last time. So I'm going to run the command again and try and remind myself of what the hell that error was, because I forgot. I can't lie to you. My brain is blank. I don't remember anything. So let's go back to the beginning here. I think what it was we were doing is minikube start. So starting to run Kubernetes. And we're gonna see if the nodes, I think we created nodes last time. So we're gonna see if the nodes are still there. I hope it is. Why can't you use Claude extension and use Claude with a VS Code or cursor? I didn't even know you can do that. Claude has a VS extension? Is it free? I did not know that Claude had a VS Code extension. No idea. I've learned something new today. Which one is it? Is it the Claude coder? Oh, here. I'll give that a test run next time, I think. I kind of like having a chat separate for now, but I'll do that next time. I want to research into it. But thank you for that. I had no idea they had an extension. None at all. GitHub Copilot is free too with Claude. I didn't. Oh, so I feel like I've got GitHub Copilot set up as well. Okay, so I'll wait. This username AI Qubit, is that actually Claude or is that someone else? Is this like the official one from Claude or is it someone else? Oh, Klein. This one. Oh, okay. Oh, someone create, okay. Autonomous coding agent right in your IDE capable of creating everything. Okay. This is the one that works with Copilot? I've got Copilot set up already. Is it the same thing? It's not official. Okay. I used the Claude Code CLI yesterday. Amazing. Built the whole app for me. Really? The thing is that here's the thing, like, I know that if I wanted to use AI to create all of the code and stuff, 100% I can go ahead and do it. But in terms of my personal technical confidence, it's not where I want it to be. And I think, like, I know, like, when it comes to, like, job interviews and things like that, I want to be able to explain these projects. I want to be able to say, yes, I did this, or explain certain parts of it. So being able to use AI to, like, to help find solutions and stuff, and to build code when you don't understand, when you don't know, like, a programming language, I'm all for it. But I think it's also useful for you to have an understanding of the code as well, so that you can explain it to people, you know? AI code is better. I totally agree. Thank you. Yeah, I have goals, like, in terms of, like, future career and stuff, and I definitely want to stay on the technical side, like developer relations, dev role. I don't think it will see me again, depending on the company, but I want to do technical stuff, and I can't do like technical stuff with kind of like half-assed knowledge. So I'm someone that's able to look inwards and say, hey, look, like there's things that I don't know. Like I'm learning Kubernetes, and I can just say, yeah, I know Kubernetes, and then tell me, hey, you know, deploy something onto a cluster, and then I'm like, you know, I want to be able to be like, I know what to say. Why bother what other people say? I mean, I think it's more so just for me to have an understanding of what I'm doing. I don't think there's, like I said, like, I don't think there's anything wrong with using AI, but I also want to understand what I'm doing. Like there was like, before like ChatGPT, and we were out here like looking on like Stack Overflow and stuff, we're still like kind of like challenging ourselves in some way to have an understanding, like, because like the code and solutions they can give us may not necessarily work, but we can say, hey, let me have a look at this code and see why it's not wrong. I find that AI sometimes replaces that, but I enjoy that part of trying to problem solve. And I want to exercise that part of my brain more. I feel like I'm losing it. It doesn't help that I was in a role for over a year and I didn't really get to build anything, to be honest. Like everything that I was contributing to was all like content and a bit of markdown for like docs and stuff, and I wasn't technically challenged the way that I wanted to be. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. I know the knowledge is still there, it's just covered in a bit of dust, and I just gotta bring it back up again and just work on it, you know. There we go. Is it done yet? That took ages. Okay, so let me just do, so cube central get nodes, minikube. Okay, so let me just scroll down a little bit. Cube central cluster info. So if I remember right, so let's have a look down here. Okay, we created the Python app that had a single endpoint, which was here. So using fast API, when we ran this, it appeared in the browser with status okay, like this line here. So we knew that was good to go. It was all fine. Then it was running on port 8080, so that's fine as well. Then it was the pod manifest, which is this one, the pod.yaml file. Let me just minimize this and close this. There's too many things open. 1 sec. Made that a bit smaller. So this is the pod YAML file that we created. So it's the Kubernetes pod manifest. And then so this is what we used to build the image. Okay, I'm reminding myself. Claude will explain the code as it's written. I think it makes you a better problem solver. It was written as written. I think it makes you a better problem solver. Really? I sometimes feel like I'm cheating. And I don't know if that's weird, or maybe I'm just like overthinking. I do feel like sometimes I'm like I feel like I'm cheating sometimes. Like I Claude can explain it and I can read it and understand and learn. But I don't know if I'm making sense. Am I making sense? I feel like I'm not making sense. I don't know. I want to try and remember what we did last time. Okay, so last time we did minikube Docker environment, and this was to make your local Docker images available to minikube. So I've just ran that. Let me just lift it up so you guys can see the terminal. So I just ran it here, and that's what's come up. To point your shell to minikube's Docker daemon, run this command. Okie dokie. Copy that and paste. And that's what happened last time. When I ran that, one of the users said that I was supposed to get a response with that command. So that was to point my shell to minikube's Docker daemon, run eval. So run this command here, eval $ open bracket minikube -p minikube docker -environment close bracket. So when we were having an issue, if I can remember what the issue was, like, they said that was supposed to come up, like there's supposed to be some kind of response. So let's try this one. So use kube central, apply -f pod.yaml to deploy once you're ready. Okay, so I think we did that. What do you mean it's not ready? Like, it's not there. The path pod.yaml does not exist. What do you mean? Oh shoot, I'm not even in the flipping directory. Whoa, where am I? That explains a lot. Wasn't even in the right place. Flipping out. Okay, so I'll run that minikube Docker environment again. Okay, I ran that. Now to run the command to point, to point the Docker daemon thing. Still no response though. So kube central apply -f pod.yaml. Okay. The pod data collector is invalid. Forbidden. Pod updates may not change field other than spec containers. Okay, this is an error that I've never seen before. So let's have a look to see what the hell this is about. Let me have a look. Hi, Stephen. I am coding in Python. I'm also currently using YAML for the Kubernetes pod manifest. So we're onto YAML now, if you want to call that a coding language. Ghost, yeah, we're building a the overall project will be a machine learning sensory data processing platform. So at the moment we're going in steps. So we're starting with like learning containerisation with Kubernetes. Can you teach me how to pitch for a client? I've never pitched for a client before. Pitch for what exactly? Stack Overflow felt like cheating at one point. Seems like natural evolution. Yeah, it did feel like cheating. It did feel like cheating at some points, yeah. But I don't know why I felt better about it, because I feel like there was still a part that I was still like, it felt like I was problem solving. But AI does make things a lot faster anyway. Okay, so this error is odd. So let's have a look and try and feel like what this means. So let's ask Claude. Okay. Does anyone else say hi to the AI before they type their question? I say hi, Claude, every time. I don't know if it's odd. I say hi. You're not about to catch me when there's an apocalypse. You can go find the other people. No, I'm gonna have manners. Okay. Hi Claude. I just ran Q apply -f pod.yaml and received this error. Can you help me figure out how to resolve it? I should open a new chat for this actually. 1 second. I want to do this in my offline chat. Let's ask Gemma. Say hi, Gemma. Maximize this. So this is running on my local. So I have an LLM running on my local. At the moment I'm using Gemma, which is the I think this is the LLM from Google. Gemma, Google. I think that one's Google. And then I've also got DeepSeek in here, and I've got Llama, which is from Meta, which I haven't actually used yet. I just have it here on Vibes. Okay, Gemma is coming and helping me with some solutions. Let's see what they suggest. Oh, sugar, I didn't even give them the error. Of course I didn't. My dyslexia is so bad. Let me try and make sure that I don't have like any mad like. So let me copy this. Let me edit that question. So this is the pod YAML file I'm trying to run. So I just pasted the error that I'm getting and letting it know what YAML file I was trying to run. Like I want to send over the copy of this. Help it to find a good solution for me. Okay. Okay, let's try that again. Send that. Hi, Noy. How do I say your name? Is it NoimoX? Hi. Are you doing this on TikTok Studio? I'm using Streamlabs to yeah, I'm using Streamlabs to stream onto TikTok. For some reason, I have not been able to. I've been trying to stream on YouTube at the same time, but it keeps failing. So if anyone's familiar with Streamlabs and how to stream on YouTube and TikTok at the same time, do let me know, because it keeps crashing out for YouTube. I still find it like, I'm still kind of like processing the week I've had. Like I was really like laid off 2 weeks ago and immediately went into like negotiating like severance and all that type of stuff, and then now it's like saying goodbye to people. It's just so wild. But I'm glad I got to keep some good stuff. Ooh, I'm glad I got to keep some of the stuff, like, because like the laptop I'm using at the moment is a MacBook Pro 2019, and I got this out of my severance with Dropbox when I got laid off 2 years ago, and now I've got to keep my laptop from the other company I was working at, and I got a MacBook M1, like literally the MacBook M1 in space gray. So I can't use it for 30 days because I can't use it. I have to send it, and they're gonna like wipe it and then send it back to me. But it's nice to get something out of it. So I'm probably gonna have to sell this MacBook Pro from 2019. Don't even know how much I'll get for it. I have an M3. You have an M3? I can't believe I want an M3 already, because the M1 only came out in 2022. Apple's taking the piss at this point. I find it so odd. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me how these M1s, M2s, M3s are coming up so quickly. Is the M3 like good? Like, do you notice a difference? I don't know if you use the M1 as well, but did you notice a difference? I hope it performs well. So why is this so slow now? Oh, Gemma, this is not what you're supposed to be doing for me, honey. It's taking too long. Everything is slow. Okay. I'm gonna stop Alarma, because that is, I can hear the fan on my laptop. I can hear it. It is loud as hell. Let me stop this. Let me stop the container. Nope. It's too loud. That fan is fanning. Absolutely not. So let me start a new chat. And let me just get this one in there. What's going on here? Okay, hold on. Please. Oh my god. Why is it coming out in bullet points and stuff? That's so weird. Oh, I hate this. Stop, it's freaking me out. I don't like that. It just looks buggy and icky. It's making my skin crawl. I don't like that stuff. So, keep central. So this is the error I'm getting. pv pod.yaml file. Okay, here we go. Okay, so let's have a look here. Goku 04. Is it bad if I graduate at 24 in my software engineering degree? It makes me feel like I'm behind. No, 24 is young. I find that there's a lot of like people in their 20s that feel like they're too late. I'm trying to understand why that is. But you're not. Like, I'm in my final year of my degree and I'm 34. You're never too late. It's never too late. Don't worry. You'll be fine, Goku. Hi, Jen. So I want to try and figure this out. That's what I want to do. So here's the solutions that it's come up with. So I see the issue of your kube central apply command. The error indicates you are trying to update a field that can't be modified once a pod is created. Specifically, you're trying to change the image pool policy from always to never. In Kubernetes, pods are mostly immutable after creation. You can only change a few specific fields. Okay. Okay, so I've got to start again in deleting and creating a new pod and stuff. So let's try that. So first one is to delete that. So let's do, let me lift this up a little bit. Here. Here we go. So kube CTL will control delete pod data collector. Oh, I didn't type kube very well. Okay, it's delete the pod, lovely. So then kube CTL apply -f pod.yaml. So reapplying it. And now it's created, so we now have a pod. We now have a pod called data collector as we created here in the pod.yaml file. Just here. Let me just lift this. So then it says use deployments instead of directly managing pods. This is the recommended approach as deployments allow you to update pod specifications by creating new pods with the updated configuration. So create a deployment.yaml file, which I've done, have I not? Okay, so what's the difference with this one? Right. So API version, apps-version 1, kind. Oh, I'm creating a whole nother YAML file. Okay. Okay. Because this one's called deployment.yaml. And then it's asking me here to apply it. Okay. Okay. Right, let's do that then. Let's create a new file here. I need to figure out how this is supposed to be structured because I feel like everything is just there. So deployment.yaml. Right. Let's take this over and let's have a look. So we got the API version, the kind, deployment, because here it is pod, so this is deployment, metadata, data collector, the specs is replicas 1, selector, match labels, app, template describes the pods that will be created, so metadata, labels, app is called data collector. Then the specification is containers. Wait, what's containers again? List of containers belonging to the pod. Containers cannot currently be added or removed. There must be at least one container in a pod that cannot be updated. A single application container that you want to run within the pod. Okay. Alright. Sounds simple enough. The image pool policy, the port, okay. And then resources. Compute resources required by this container cannot be updated. Okay. Right, yo. So then I'll come down here and then I need to apply it. Is the right spot? Hi, isn't this Lambda config? I have no idea. I'm learning Kubernetes publicly. So I'm learning, yeah, I'm building a little project with everybody. So I have no idea. This is Lambda config, I have no idea. What is Lambda config? I might have to look that up. Has anyone here like been job hunting and stuff? How's that going for everybody? Because my gosh, I've been applying for jobs like crazy since my layoff. Like not like crazy, I say like I took like a week to like really process it all and let it sink in, and then I started applying, and I set a goal of applying like for 10 jobs a day. I feel like all the job ads are asking for like staff level software engineers, and I feel that's insane. But okay, Lambda config refers to the process of setting up and customizing the configuration options for an AWS Lambda function. So no, I guess this isn't Lambda config then. So now let me open up the terminal again. So QTTL get nodes. Okay. So let's have a look here. kubectl apply-f deployment.yaml. There's no objects passed to apply. Is it because the image isn't built? Did we even build an image? We built a pod, but did we build the image? Let's find out. Is it because the image isn't built? Okay. Yes, the error no objects passed to apply typically indicates that kube control couldn't find any valid Kubernetes objects in the file you're trying to apply. This could be due to several issues. YAML formatting issue, the indentation in your YAML file is incorrect. Kubernetes YAML files are very sensitive to proper indentation. So let me bring that down, and I'm not seeing any issues with indentation here. Like there's no errors that have come up for me. Missing image. While this wouldn't cause the node objects passed to apply error directly, if you're using image pool policy never, the image must already exist locally on the node where your pod will run. Right. I kind of want to open the other chat that I had open for the project, which is here. I didn't build the image. I don't think I built the image. I didn't. The Docker build -t space data collector latest space full stop. Okay, here we go. It's now building the image. Let's see what happens. Are you doing Java or Python? I'm using Python. At the moment here, I'm using YAML. Oh, let me drink some water. I am absolutely parched. Oh my god, I was dying of thirst. Flipping out. Hope we're able to solve this. I hate using Java. I prefer Python. What about you? I prefer Python. I think I'm just used to Python. So that's what I prefer, honestly. Can I inbox you later on? Yeah, as long as you don't move mad. As long as you don't move mad, I'm fine with it. What is everyone doing this weekend? I don't even know what time. Where is everyone at? Like, are you all? Because I'm in the UK, and it's like 9:45 here. Where are you all? Let me know where you are. I wonder what countries you guys are in, or cities, or whatever. Okay, so the Docker image is built. If you remember, we created that here, container, and we named the image here. We did that in the last coding stream. So I've now built it. So then what I want to do is now go back here. Because it looks like I had to create the deployment YAML, so apparently that failed. Let me fix the YAML formatting for your pod file. But it's fine. Spec containers, name, collector, image ports, container, resources limit. There's nothing to fix, babes. Mine is exactly the same. Ensure the image exists locally. Okay. Let me go here. Okay, so Docker images. I don't remember what the name of that symbol is, that line. So let's just line grep data collector, and this will check available images. Boom, here it is. Can you see it, guys? There it is. So I ran this command and the image for data collector is here 2 minutes ago. It's a big size, 1.47 gigabytes, but it's there. So then let's see. Guys, I'm a Java guy, don't say that. I don't think I have the energy or space to learn Java, you know. If I do learn Java, I'm telling you that the money that's on the table for me to learn Java has to be heavy. It really has to be heavy. No, it's a professional chat. No worries. And if you can't get through to my my messaging on TikTok, you're more than welcome to reach out to me on LinkedIn. It might be easier on LinkedIn actually. So I'm in my first year, second semester of uni doing Java, and we did Python the first semester. I feel like when you go from Python to Java, like, what is that like? Because I learned Python first. I remember the first time I saw Java. Oh, I remember the first time I saw C#. Nope. Not a bit. Nope. In the UK as well, at work right now. Are you at work now? What do you do? Are you on call? Oh, wait, no, you're at uni. Oh, it doesn't mean you can't be both. In your Docker build, it took 52 seconds to do copy. That's so slow, eh? I don't know. 52 seconds sounds a bit fast for me. Is it supposed to be quicker than that? It might just be my laptop. It can also be my internet speed. It can be multiple things, really. You know? But, okay, so the image is there. It's built. It's great. I don't need to build it, so that's fine. And then apply the corrected YAML file. So let's reapply that. So cube, control, or central, or CTL. Apply -f pod.yaml. Boom. Says here pod/data collector configured. Perfect. Okay. So with that being configured, what did I do last time? Because now it's like, okay, so now it's deploying the So let me go back to the beginning of this plan for this project. Here. Oh, I think I've deployed. Is that the deployment? That's it? Use kube central apply -f pod.yaml to deploy once you're ready. I think I've deployed it. I don't know why I was expecting something a lot. I was expecting something a lot more dramatic, you know. I can't lie to you. Hi Claude. I have applied the pod.yaml and this is the response I got. Does that mean I have successfully deployed? Because put a dollar sign in there. See what it says. Okay, so oh my god, that's what happened. I was checking the pods and it was still saying it wasn't running. There was an error image, error back loop or back off, error back off or something like that. It was something like that. Okay, hold on, let's check then. So cube CTL get pods. Let's see what it says. Boom, here we go. Crash loop back off. That's exactly the issue that I had last time. Well, it wasn't exactly. The issue that I had last time was error back off. So this is, so error or crash loop back off. Okay, cool. Okay, so crash loop back off is what I'm having issues with. I have a think it's something to do with the Docker daemon thing. I think that was the issue. I wasn't pointing to the, where is that command? This. The eval, this is to point my shell to Minicube's Docker daemon. And I didn't get a response. So then, I think someone in the chat was saying, I don't think that that's how it works. That you're supposed to have some kind of response. So how is the terminal supposed to respond? I'm not sure if my terminal is pointing to the Docker daemon. Let's see what happens with that. Look at the chat. What's going on here? Anyone to take me to Europe? I feel like Europe is a good challenge for me. I'm in Zimbabwe. Oh. Whereabouts in Europe? Europe is huge. What are you building today? So we are building we're doing the first hand, we're deploying our first pod using Kubernetes, and it's part of the overall project of building a microservices based sensory data processing platform. So this is just a DevOps project for my portfolio. So I'm learning publicly with everybody because I have not got much experience with Kubernetes. I haven't got any, so I'm learning now. I know it, and I kind of know it in theory of what it is, but in terms of applying the knowledge practically, that's the tough part. This didn't even send. Why did that not send? Is that in the other chat? That's weird. I'm sure I said that. Okay, so what's the link to the website? Which website? For Claude? TJ, I'm a DevOps engineer as well. Oh my gosh, hi! You can definitely help me problem solving if your brain isn't tired from a long week at work. Do you have any certs for Kubernetes? If you don't, would you get any? Good question. I do not have any certifications for Kubernetes. The certifications that I do have are pretty much all fundamentals. So I've got the Microsoft Azure AI Fundamental Certification. I have the Google Big Data and Machine Learning Fundamental Certification. Then there's another one that I have. Those are the two major ones. The other one that I've got was from like an IBM learning program, which is basically through a course on machine learning for predictive analytics, which I found really interesting. And then I did like a course on like generative AI for Google, which was really intense. It's like a 5-day course, 5-day intense program. But would I get a certificate for Kubernetes? I'm not sure. I don't have it on my agenda as something to do. I think for me, I would rather get certifications that align with my kind of career goals and stuff. So I would aim for the AWS in the future, maybe the AWS like machine learning speciality in the future. Considering the AWS DevOps engineer one, I'm considering that in the future as well. But those are all quite speciality certifications. And honestly, I think that the important thing is that getting certifications in Kubernetes is great, but make sure you also have projects in your portfolio that can demonstrate and kind of work together. I think that helps a lot. And as someone that's been in interviews before, if you have like just certifications and there's no projects or anything that demonstrate your knowledge or nothing in your GitHub, you're not going to be hearing from them. And I've been in the interview rooms where this has happened. People can have loads and loads of certifications, but they have no projects or no way of demonstrating their knowledge, especially if they're applying for a technical role. But nothing wrong with having a Kubernetes certification if that's what you want. Just make sure you have projects that demonstrate the level of knowledge that you learn on that certification. That's what I'm saying. Because it's just not, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And I also feel like in this current climate, the same way like people that have degrees are not getting jobs, people with certifications aren't getting them either, in the sense where that just because you have a certification, it doesn't mean that that qualifies you for a job. The same way that me, like for example for myself, right? I've been named as one of the most influential women in tech in the UK by computerweekly.com for like 5 years in a row. I have been on the BBC winning an award at the Black Tech Achievement Awards in 2021 as the Rising Technologist Award. I've won awards from Code First Girls. I've been invited to like events and stuff like with like some really high profile people in tech. I've won awards that have been sponsored by JP Morgan and stuff. That doesn't mean nothing. So even with multiple awards and stuff or being featured in the book, doesn't matter. It doesn't qualify me to be able to do the job. Can you do the job? Can you demonstrate that? I think that's really, really helpful. But yeah, having projects really, really, really helps stand out, especially like during the job hunt and stuff. But yeah, I think it's important. Hence why I'm here. I'm currently working to get a similar as well. Oh, go for it. I say go for it. There's honestly nothing wrong with getting certifications. I don't think there's anything wrong with certifications. If you want to do a job role that requires you to use technical skills, whether you're using the cloud, whether you're using like Terraform or Kubernetes or Snowflake or Databricks or whatever it might be, there's nothing wrong with the certification. The question is, if they ask you, what is this in this? And you say, I don't know, but you have a certification that says that you should know. You have a problem, Houston. So it's important that you get the certification, but have a project, have a blog. Even if you don't want to do something technical, have a blog demonstrating your knowledge, explaining something. But make sure you're teaching what you're learning, you know? I hope that makes sense. I feel like I'm rambling. Hi, based on how you get your data sets. I'm not sure what that's in response to. Can you remind me, Gamer Code? Are you good with R or SQL? I feel like I have experience with SQL from my data engineering days. Like we used SQL in like BigQuery. We used I guess a kind of like query language in Hadoop in Hive, which is like a data warehousing tool. But that's pretty much the amount of experience that I've got. But my SQL's a bit rusty. It is. 100% agree. Thanks, Nuria. 100%. Thanks. Okay. What text setup do you have? I now have a Dell curved 35-inch monitor, which I did not pay for. I got that from my severance, from my layoff, my recent layoff. I was able to get a monitor and a Logi keyboard, like so, pretty simple, and an ergonomic mouse with it. And for a laptop, I'm using my MacBook Pro 2019 edition, but I will be upgrading that probably next month, and switching to my MacBook M1, which I got out of the severance. Don't you just like free things? Because I got this laptop, this MacBook Pro 2019. They gave that to me at Dropbox for my layoff. They said they let me keep it as part of my severance. And I'm like, say less. So now I'm going to be having to get rid of this one and upgrading to a MacBook M1. Have to be thankful for free things. Listen, when they told me that I can keep it, I'm like, say less. I went to the office. I picked up that monitor from the desk, ordered a cab, had my keyboard and my mouse all in the box. Mate, are you crazy? Me keeping this for free? I don't even know. How much does it cost? Let me look at the price of this thing. Because, hold on. It was a Dell curved monitor. It's 34 inches. Okay, my bad. I used the measuring tape and said 35. Might have been bad. How much is it? That's the one I have right here. £935. Are you crazy? No way. I have air. I need to get insurance. What? They just gave it to me just like that. I'll take care of you. Oh my god, I have never looked at the price before. Oh my gosh, no way. 935 quid. Piss off. And they gave it to me just like that. Here, pay. I signed the dotted line so quick. Listen, if you'd have seen the way I bopped into that office, yeah, yesterday, this was on Thursday, to pick up my oh my god, this thing is heavy. I used one arm. I'm there like, if you go down to the woods today, are you crazy? Listen, are you okay? Oh my god, I had no idea it was so expensive. Can't believe it. How much is it? Wait, how much is the MacBook M1? How much is that? I heard that's discontinued now. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's discontinued, so there's no way of knowing how much that was. Is there like a price in it? Oh, it doesn't say the price, does it? How much was it? I'm gonna guess that it was probably like $1,000, like 1,500 or something like that. There's no price in here, it's just specs. I'm gonna guess that laptop was 1,500. I'm still shocked. I'm in shock about this monitor. Should have gotten two. I just love free things. I really do. I just love free things. If it's free, give it to me. Wowzers. I'm in shock. They laid me off, but they had money left then. Anyways, let's try and solve this issue. Oh my gosh. What I will say though is that my severance, I can't discuss the NDAs and stuff, but my severance at Dropbox was way better than the one I got recently. Way better. They were generous. I can't give like exact numbers, but they gave like a good, it was like they gave like, I think it was like a good like 4 months of pay, because I was there for over 2 years, so I got statutory pay. But they were generous. I'll give them that. And honestly, like the culture at Dropbox is actually alright. I can't lie, it was actually alright. Yes. Oh my gosh. I love free things. I don't know why learning the cost of this monitor just made me and I carried it onto it. I put it in the back of a taxi like it was nothing. My gosh. Yeah. I'll take care of you. Oh my days. Okay, let's have a look. What did we get to? Okay. So the pod is crashing. It's not ready. It keeps crashing. So I think, did I put it in here? Alright, when you run eval, so I was checking to see if my shell is connected to the Docker daemon or not. So run this command, Docker context show. So let's have a look. Docker context show. It says default. Okay. What does that mean? We'll check the Docker environment variables. Do I even have that? I don't remember doing this. Oh, I did. If it shows a value like blah, 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 yeah, where the IP address is your then your terminal is correctly configured to use the Minikube Docker daemon. Okay, we love that. Okay, so it is connected to the Docker daemon. Okay, it's correctly, okay, that's fine. So then let's see what's going on with the pod, because it's not. So it says here that I can run kubectl describe pod data collector. This will give you detailed information about the pod, including any events or issues that occurred during its creation. If you want to see the logs from your container, run that one instead. Okay, so let's go back to the top here. Okay, name data collector, priority 0, service account default, Minikube, start date, no labels or annotation, status is running. Okay. Here we go. Container ID, image ID, port, host port, state waiting, reason crash loop back off, last state terminated, reason error. What error? It exited straight away. It started at 10:08, 31 seconds, and finished in less than a second. So odd. Do you work with React? The Calicate Hub. Hi. No, I don't work with React. Don't ask me what I no. I don't react at all. Hello everyone. Hi Zara. What are you using to stream, babes? I'm using Streamlabs desktop. So I'm on my laptop. And you can set up overlays as well. So I'm using that to stream. This is only my second stream. I did my first stream on Tuesday, but this is my second stream. Why not use VS Code? You can see the file specifically. Or maybe Cursor if you haven't tried it. I am using VS Code. This is VS Code. I haven't used Cursor yet. That's something I should get into. I haven't used Cursor yet. Could you please give some advice on how to ace coding exercises in an interview? Practice. The strategy that I'm doing is... I'll show you the website that I use actually. I'll take a pause there. So you can use LeetCode as well, but if you want to gamify it, I don't think I've logged into that here. So I use a website called Code Wars, which I think is really fun. So this is for like, let's switch the language to SQL, but they've got other training languages that if there's other languages you want to learn, you've got, I don't know what Agda is, but that's there. BF, never heard of that. Oh, you can learn COBOL if you want to. You can learn Fortran if you want to, but yeah, I just have Python and SQL, but you can learn R, you can learn Ruby, Rust, Scala, Shell, PowerShell, and just select your skill level. Then what you can do is, let's say for the SQL challenge, you click that. Oh, the font is so small. I'm sorry about that, everybody. Let me just try and make that bigger. Here. So this SQL coding challenge is you have to write a function with 2 arguments that will return an array of the first n multiples of x. Assume both the given number and the number of times to count will be positive numbers greater than 0. Return the results as an array or list depending on language. Now, for me, the best way to learn is to get the answer. And I know that might sound crazy to some people, but I think that as someone doesn't really do a lot of coding challenges and practice it, like coding challenges don't come up in your day-to-day at work, right? But it can help to exercise that side of your brain to try and problem solve, so kind of work backwards. And then the next SQL challenge that will come up, you can be like, okay, I have an idea of how I can approach it. So you can kind of unlock solutions here. So unlock solutions, this will cause you to forfeit your ability to earn an honor or a rank for this challenge. Are you sure? Yes. So then gives you the answer. So then you can see how people solved it, and you can kind of look at that and be like, okay, let me try and break down the parts of the coding challenge and see how they managed to solve it. So select X and N, the array command, the select again, as like from, order by, all those type of things. And then if you've never seen them before, then it's like, okay, I've never heard of order by. Go and Google that. Go on to, someone mentioned W3 schools. Go on there, have a look to see what order by is. But it can sometimes, learning backwards can actually help you in learning forwards, if that makes sense. But that's been the best approach for me. And then I can just try for the next challenge to try and do something different. So for this website, this is Code Wars. I think that learning backwards does help in bettering your confidence in problem solving and doing coding challenges, and it'll also help you when it comes to doing coding interviews and stuff. At least I hope it does. I hope it does make you feel confident in that way. But I hope that this helps. I'm okay. Is this LeetCode? No, this is Code Wars. I know a lot of people don't mention Code Wars, but I really like Code Wars. I do like it. I like the UI. I feel like it gamifies coding challenges. But, you know, some people prefer Leak Code. Some people prefer HackerRank. But I just really like the UI. It just makes me feel like I'm kind of gamifying it, you know? So definitely worth a try. Try Code Wars. So that's codewars.com. Official nj.london. Hi, what site is that and what's it for? Codewars.com is for coding challenges. For solving coding challenges. Torero sent me a LinkedIn message. Thank you. I'll try and get back to you next week at some point. Thanks for the follows, everybody. She's editing a Docker container in a terminal. Instead of just using VS Code, or maybe Docker Desktop would be helpful too. So, hi Brad, I'm trying to learn it. So this is me kind of learning publicly because I've never, like, this is just a way for me to try and learn publicly and problem solve. I am using the VS Code editor, if that's what you're saying. And I do have the Docker Desktop as well here. But I've come across an error, so we're trying to solve the issue with that. So that's why. But yeah, we're just problem solving together. I think it's good, like, when you have an error to try and figure out how to figure it out, you know? And do it with everybody. And I'm using Claude to help with problem solving and stuff. Help me learn. Build my confidence more. Hope that makes sense. Oh wow, thank you for the maker. You're welcome, Zah. Yeah, so let's try and see this one. So okay, so here's the events here. Normal. So scheduled, successfully assigned default data collector to Minikube, started, container collector, created container collector, container image data collector, latest already present on machine. Okay, warning, back off 37 seconds, kubelet, back off restarting, failed, container collector in pod. Okay. So it backed off because the image is already on the machine. What was that? Something just, some kind of like sound went off in my headphones. I don't know what that was. What was that? Is that like a message? Did someone gift me something? I don't know. Oh, we're coming up to 2 hours and still haven't solved this issue. I'm starting to get sleepy. So okay, I'm gonna go back here and share this to help me understand what the hell I did wrong. So I ran kubectl describe pod data collector, and this is what it presented. What does this mean? What you're seeing indicates that your pod's experiencing a restart loop. Let me explain what's happening. The pod was successfully scheduled on the Minikube node, which is good. The container image is present on the machine, which is good. The container was created multiple times, which is concerning. Okay. and then the container was started multiple times, which is concerning. So the critical warning, back off, restarting, failed container. This means your container is crashing. Kubernetes keeps trying to restart it. Okay, this is a common issue. That's good. It's a common issue. This is a common issue when first deploying containers. Your container is starting, but then immediately exiting or crashing, causing Kubernetes to repeatedly restart it. Here are the most likely causes. Your Python application might be crashing. Okay. The CMD in your Docker file might not be correct. Your requirements.txt might be missing dependencies, or the app might not be binding to the correct address. So to diagnose the issue, run kubectl logs data collector. This will show you the error messages from your container, which should help identify the specific problem. This is actually a normal part of learning Kubernetes. Debugging pod startup issues is a valuable skill to develop. Once you see the logs, you can figure out what needs to be fixed in your application code or Docker file. And there's the error. Module not found error. No module named fast API. What? Did I not? I installed that. Well, I guess I didn't. Oh my gosh, of course, it's underlined right here. Oh, such an idiot. Okay, so let's import. Let's go to Fast API. And learn how do I install it? Installation, there we go. I actually thought I did this. I guess I didn't. So pip install. Okay, let's do that then. Pip install fast API standard. Okay. Pip install fast API square bracket, open square bracket, standard, closed square bracket. So let's do that. No? Oh, I was supposed to have the... Oh, shoot. Why did I do that? What the hell did I just do? What the hell did I just do? Okay, that was odd. So pip install fast API, open square bracket, standard, close square bracket, and that. I thought I installed it. Well, that's embarrassing. Okay, so once that installs, then I can run it again. Okay, it's installed. I like to sometimes open a new terminal for this. Sometimes it doesn't like me. Okay. Okay, so let me now apply the pod YAML file again. So kubectl apply fpod.yaml. Okay, well that's configured. I wasn't supposed to do that, I don't think. It was kube central git pods. crash loop back off. I think that's a different error. No, it's not. It's the same one. Okay, so let's try again. Let me try the new terminal actually. Where's that? CTR logs. No module named fast API. What do you mean? Is it not correct? File. Where's that from? Wait, it's saying app slash. Wait a second. So let me turn. If I just change that to version 1, then the other API said also says version 1. Let me see. Let's try that again. I don't have a working directory called app. Do I need to have a, let me create a new folder for that. Let's see, 'cause I'm not sure. I'm wondering if it's the file structure. Move it. Okay, so let's try that again. Still nothing. Oh, no, that's downloading. Still crashing. Okay, let's try and figure out this one. If not, then mate, I might just come online tomorrow. So these are the errors I'm getting. And what was the other one? Okay, let's see if we can try and figure this out. Okay, so it's not, it's my requirements.txt file, so that's incorrect. Okay, so it's not supposed to be in the, move that, delete the app folder, yeah, move that to trash. So then, what am I doing here? install dependencies. But either your requirements of text file doesn't include fast API, or the requirements of it's being properly included in the container. So is this I think it's probably the hash. There was a whole nother template that was saying that. Okay, so oh, this is completely wrong. What the hell is UV corn? What is that about? Then I've got the app.py, I've got Docker file, I've got, yeah, that's fine. Next. Make sure your Docker build process is working correctly. It's already connected to that. I've built the image exists. Oh, so I've got to do it again? Okay. Okay, so it was slightly incorrect. Okay. So package names in requirements.txt are case sensitive and fast API should be lowercase. I didn't have it as lowercase. I was using camel case. That explains a lot. So let's see now. I feel like I'm so close to fix it. I feel like I'm so close, like I'm literally at the, oh, okay. So after updating that, I need to rebuild it. Okay, that's fine. So let's start again. So allow minikube, Docker environment, done. Then Docker, wait, do I not need to, okay. Docker build -t data collector :latest full stop. Okay, so that's doing that again. Then I need to delete and recreate my pod. Okay, that's fine. I can do that. And then check if it's running. Fingers crossed. Fingers flipping crossed that this works. If it does, oh my god. I'm gonna be so happy. And then I can just push this to GitHub. So this is pretty cool. Okay. Okay, final step. Run pip install r requirements.txt. Collecting requirements. Oh, it's downloading it. Oh, it's installed. Okay. Oh, I saw it install fast API. Exporting to image. Okay. Okay, it's on the 9th step out of 10. Oh, please let this be the last hurrah, because I'm ready to go to sleep. I've got to be up early in the morning. Okay, so let me just open that up. Allow the Docker desktop. I'll just have that open there. So then I've got to delete and then recreate my pod. So kubectl delete pod data collector is deleted. And then I'm now going to do kubectl apply -f pod.yaml. And it's created. So then kubectl get pods, and this is to check if it's running. And it's not running! Oh. Great learning experience. This is teaching you about both Kubernetes and the container build process. Package dependency issues are extremely common in real world DevOps work. Okay. There was a command that we had where it would tell me, it would basically kind of tell me what the issue is. What was the name of that command that I just had? Oh. And there's further up. There's something else. Is that kubectl? There we go. Kubectl describe pod data collector. And then there was something else here. No? Just that? I think it's just that. Right. Okay. Warning, back off. Back off, restarting failed. Honestly, in my head, this is progress. This is a different era to what I had before. And I'm happy with that. I'm actually happy about that. It makes me feel like progress has been made. But let me try it. What was it we ran? We ran kube central git pods. Is there, oh no. Yeah. I don't think it was. I think it was the same error from last time. Crash loop back off. But then it told me what the kubectl logs data collector. Okay. Kubectl describe pod data collector. Wait. Is that running? I'm still seeing this warning, this back off warning. Back off restarting failed container collector in pod data collector default normal pulled container image data collector already present on machine created container collector started container collector. Wait a fucking second. Please don't get me gassed. No, it's still crashing. It's still crashing. have a look and see what, you know. So this is the error I'm getting. So, and then I can't lie to you, even just doing this problem solving right now, it really reminds me of being at Dropbox. It reminds me so much of being at Dropbox, because this kind of deep, when I tell you, because I worked on US time and I was like in the UK, when I tell you that, like, doing this and trying to fix this bug, I just feel like a DevOps engineer all over again. It feels flipping amazing. It really does. Okay, so it says here, you're still seeing crashes, but we need to see the logs to understand what's happening now. The container image is being pulled correctly, but it's still crashing upon startup. So let's check the logs again. Okay, so we've now moved on. We fixed one issue and now another one has appeared. So let's check the logs again to see what error you're getting this time. So kubectl logs data collector. It's not giving me anything. Oh, this is odd. Does that mean that it doesn't exist? Returned blank. Just doing this just makes me feel like, I swear to God, I actually feel like I miss DevOps engineering. I really do. And I hope that I can get a job in that again. Because I think just doing this just kind of brought it all back. Getting laid off sucks. So let's take a step back and simplify. Let's create a minimal app.py file and to confirm the basics are working. Okay, alright, let's try that then. So I will, let me just comment this out. And then let's do this. So it's a whole bunch of old school print messages. Print messages always do what you need to do. So it's import OS, print, starting application, then print. F, I believe the F means new line, current directory, what OS, then print listing files, print list directory, and then print application started, and keep the container running while true, pass. Okay, so let's save that. So this simple script doesn't use fast API at all. It just prints some debug information and then keeps running indefinitely. Replace your current app.py with this version, then rebuild your Docker image. Okay, let's give it a try. So here's the eval, open bracket, mini cube, Docker hyphen environment. Okay. And then Docker build -t. What just happened? Oh no, this is a full stop. Okay. So try and rebuild this again, see what happens. Then delete and recreate the pod again like we did last time, and then check the logs again to see if we're still getting the same issue. So let's figure it out. It might just be a fast API issue. If we can at least get this running and deployed even without fast API, we can call it a night tonight. And then what I can do is next time we try and figure out why fast API isn't working and try and get that implemented in the app. So let's see what happens. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, so it's running the requirements.txt file, which is here, which is just it's gonna run like pip install whatever packages that I want installed for this to run. So it's gonna run all of this. It's installing fast API and UVcorn, which honestly, I have no idea what that is. Open. What is UVicorn? UVcorn is an ASGI web server implementation for Python. Okay. What does ASGI stand for? Asynchronous Server Gateway Interface. Is a spiritual successor to WSGI, intended to provide a standard interface between async capable Python web servers, frameworks, and applications. Okay. And that's something new, because I've never heard of that. Okay, so now to the image is built. Lovely. So let's run this again. So Cube Central or CTL, delete pod. Apparently it's control. I don't even know anymore. Okay, I've deleted the pod. Now I'm gonna rebuild it. Cube CTL, apply -f pod.yaml. I've recreated it now. Then cube CTL get pods. Oh, piss off. Oh my god, it's running. It's running. It's running. Oh, come on. Yes. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it's running. Oh. Yes. Oh my gosh, what an amazing feeling. What an amazing feeling. Ah! It's still not giving me logs though. Oh my, do you know how good it feels to see one of one? I am the one. I'm the only one. On the ready. And seeing running. Rather than the error. Oh, this is fun. Oh, such an amazing feeling. Guys, you have no idea. Oh, flipping amazing. So getting the logs are not coming up for me. So check to see that the image is running correctly. So Docker images grep data collector. Yeah, oh my gosh, it's running. Guys, it's running. Oh. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's fantastic. Oh, it's such a, oh, this is such a banging feeling. I can't even tell you. I can't even tell you. So, running cube. Okay. And then, oh, guys, I can't even tell you how happy I am. I can't. So, it looks like it was failing because of fast API. Okay, so I'm not seeing any logs because I have to wait. Okay, I have to wait a moment for the print statements to execute. So try running it again. Okay, still have to wait. Okay, so technically we've kind of deployed it. And, oh, thanks for the coins, everybody. Oh my god, I got diamonds too. I don't know what the diamonds mean, but thank you. Oh. So it says technically that it's a deployment, but it's not technically a deployment. So, because this was just a debug script. So I need to so technically it's deployed and it's running in Kubernetes, but it's just our simple debug script that does nothing but print information and stay alive. It's not yet a functioning web service, which is fine. So now that we have a working container, let's gradually build it back to a proper fast API application. Cool. So let's go back to the app. Okay. So I would have to rebuild it again. So let me comment this out. I want to keep that there. I want to keep that for like a oh shoot. Wait, hold on. Oh shoot, what did I do? Okay, here we go. Okay. So let me uncomment this part because the majority of this is correct. So it's delete that. So it's import fast API, which is also in the requirements.txt file. And then from there, import unicorn. Nice. Then app equals fast API dot fast API with open brackets. Then scrolling down, I have at app.get / health. And then I need to define the function health. So that's, oh, I don't need this anymore. Oh no, I remove the async. That's fine. So define health, open brackets, : return status, okay. Nice. And then a print statement that says starting application. And close bracket with that. And then the if, the init thing. Wow, figured it all out for me. My gosh, it's amazing. If underscore name underscore is equal to main, the main module, then print running application. And then uvicorn.run, open bracket, app equals host equals, so 0.0.0.0, and then port 8080. Rightio. So let's give that a try. Make sure your requirements.txt has fast API and uvicorn, which I have. Is there? I think I'm gonna get rid of the versions. I'm just gonna leave it like this. I guess that deployment YAML file was just not needed. I might have to delete that. Anyway, back to the app now. So have to rebuild it. So I'm gonna leave that like that because I love seeing this terminal. Like it's just seeing the word running is just bringing me so much joy. So much joy. So let me run this. So eval $, open bracket again, minikube, Docker environment. Perfect. Then Docker build -t data collector latest, full stop. Boom. Rebuilding it. So it's rebuilding it because the debug script that we were doing, it works fine. The debug script works fine and it was running. So if you saw in the other container here, it literally said running. The pod was running successfully, which is what we love. So the issue that was causing it to fail was the fast API. So now I've used Claude to help me to create the app, like just a standard, like simple app, Python app, so that we can deploy it. So let's see what happens, and hopefully it works out well. But because of that, now I have to kind of rebuild the Docker image for data collector latest, rebuild that, delete the pod that we created already, and then rebuild the pod again. And hopefully with that it should work and run correctly and we shouldn't have any issues, fingers crossed. But this is really interesting. This has been really exciting tonight. I really do. I'm really happy that, yeah, really happy I did this. So happy. Okay. On the final step of building, rebuilding the image. Perfect, that's done. So now it's time to delete the pod. So kubectl. Oh la la. So kubectl delete pod data collector. And that is deleted. Just waiting for waiting for the terminal to be ready with my like username and stuff. Or maybe it's still deleting the pod. I'll give it a second. Once that's done, nice, that's done now. So then now we're gonna rebuild that pod. Okay, so kubectl apply -f pod.yaml, and it's now recreated. So then I check the status to see kubectl git pods. Let's see, it's running. I'm so happy. We did it. Oh my gosh, guys, we did it. We did it. It's officially working. We literally just deployed a Python app. A simple Python app using fast API. We deployed it. It's done. The first challenge is done. So to recap, we were tasked, so we built a simple Python web application pod, and we created a Python file that runs a basic web server. We created a Docker file to containerize it. We then, the Docker file is here. Then we created the pod.yaml file, which creates the pod, the Kubernetes pod manifest in YAML, and that will run the container that we just created in the Docker file. And then we deployed it onto our cluster. So that was the task. We were given like tips and stuff using Claude, and the tips were to create a file named app.py, use Flask or Fast API. We used Fast API. We added a single endpoint of the health in here in the app. There we go, right here. App.get this line here is the endpoint, and it runs on port 8080. Then we met the requirements for the Docker file using Python 3.9 or newer, installed the necessary requirements, we ran the app. Then we created the Kubernetes pod manifest, which is here in pod.yaml. So we named the pod data collector, which is here. We named the container collector, which is here. And this is the image we created, data collector : latest. And then that's also exposed on port 8080. And that's that. Like we deployed it, it's there, it's done. And then not only that, we also did some debugging. So we did some real life debugging. We were having issues with the app.py, which was causing the pod to fail. And it was constantly trying over and over again. So we kept getting that error message of like error, back off, or crash, back off, and things like that. So we worked together to kind of problem solve that. Claude was definitely a great help in doing that. Then we noticed that realized that the Fast API module wasn't installed, and we solved that, fixed that issue. We had to delete the pods that we created, and then kind of rebuilt it again a couple of times, changed up the code in the app.py Python web file, and Python web app, sorry, to get it working, and it's working. So as you can see here, name data collector ready 1 of 1. It's running, no restarts, and it's good to go. So then what I can do now is let Claude know that it's up and running. So what I can do is check the logs. So I think it was Kube Central Logs, data collector. There it is. So you can see here it says info, started server process, waiting for application startup completed, and then Unicorn running on what's it called? This on my local. So let's open that and see what comes up because I'm curious. It's blank. Is it supposed to be? Is it supposed to be like? Oh, let me see. Let me inspect it. How do you inspect in Safari? I just started using Safari because I did like a whole factory reset on my laptop and I just couldn't be asked to reinstall Chrome and Firefox and them, so now I just use Safari. Let me have a look. Inspect page in Safari. Let's have a look. We'll maximize this so we can have a look here. Use the develop menu or right click on the page. You can also use the keyboard. So use the develop menu. So if I go here, what develop menu? There is no develop menu. There is no develop menu. Option Command I. Let's try that. Option Command I. Command I. Option Command I. Is this not my local? Don't think I was supposed to use 0.0.0.0. I should have used the one on my thing. That's okay. Honestly, I'm happy with the result. I really am. I really am. We did it, guys. We did it. It's up and running. We did it. It took like nearly 3 hours, but we did it. It's up and running, so I'm really happy. So that's us calling it a night. I'm gonna upload this live stream on YouTube as well if you want to go back and watch it. And you're more than welcome to if you want to follow along as well. So in our next session, we move on to the next step. And the next step will be, we are going to be tackling Terraform. So we've done the container orchestration with Kubernetes. So the next stage will be infrastructure as code with Terraform. We're probably going to do some Kubernetes work just to tidy up this. And then we're going to move on to Terraform in our next session, which will be on Tuesday evening, 8 p.m. GMT, which I think is about 4 p.m. No, it's not. It's about lunchtime in US time, in Pacific. But even if you missed that live, I will upload all of this entire live on YouTube as I always do. And I'm still going to figure out how to stream on YouTube as well. But I hope that you enjoyed this. And thank you for chatting with me and keeping me company. And thank you so much for all of the likes and stuff. And I will see you in my next live on Tuesday.